Okay, let's jump right in. Style, impact, standout moments.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're doing a deep dive today, focusing tightly on one source, Lipa, USA Fashion Highlights. So the mission is really to dig into the specific moments this article picks out, see what nuggets, what insights we can grab about her style, but only from these chosen examples.
Exactly. This isn't, her whole style evolution. It's purely about analyzing the specific U.S. event looks that this source decided were notable.
Got it.
And we're looking at why these looks stand out based just on how they're described right here.
Okay. And the source gives us some good specifics to chew on, like the 2023 Met Gala.
Right.
It flags that she wore a vintage Chanel gown from 1992. That vintage detail alone is pretty interesting.
Definitely. And the description mentions a plunging neckline and Tiffany & Co. jewels.
And it calls the whole vibe pure elegance.
Yeah, and what's compelling there, like you said, is the vintage choice. It connects her to fashion history, but still feels very elegant, as the source says.
Yeah, that combination seems key. The vintage house, the cut, those major jewels.
Exactly. Based on the description, it paints a picture of real sophistication on that specific red carpet.
Okay, so from vintage elegance at the Met, the source then highlights the Time 100 Gala.
Yes, another big event.
Here it was a custom Chanel gown. Again, it mentions a low-cut design, but this time with silver accessories. And the description, red carpet royalty.
So seeing vintage and custom Chanel highlighted back-to-back like this, it tells you something based on these examples.
What do you mean?
Well, the custom piece, it's unique, made just for her and that event. It sort of underlines that royalty idea the source uses.
Right.
Shows two different paths, maybe. Honoring the past versus creating something brand new. But both, according to these highlights, land as really high fashion, sophisticated moments.
But it's not all gowns, is it? The source then shifts gears to festival style.
Big shift, yeah.
Okay, first up, iHeartRadio Fest in Vegas. The look is described as vintage and Demühlmeister. And it specifically calls out a chain bra. The source labels this one edgy and bold.
And that's where you really see the range, just within these few selected examples, going from those like elegant gowns to a vintage piece with a chain bra. The source itself tags as edgy and bold. It really shows a willingness to switch aesthetics based on the place, the vibe, a different facet of her style, according to this article.
Totally different. And there's another festival example, ACL Fest, Austin City Limits.
Okay, what's the description there?
Cowgirl chic. It mentions micro leather shorts and studded boots.
Cowgirl chic, okay.
And a little tagline for it, yeehaw fashion icon.
Okay. So putting that cowgirl chic look next to the others.
Yeah.
It just really hammers home the versatility that this source is showcasing. You've got the elegance, the custom sophistication, the edgy festival look, and then this playful, maybe regionally inspired style.
Right.
Just based on these few snapshots, the article presents a really dynamic approach to dressing for different kinds of stages, different contexts within the U.S.
So, as you, our listener, think about these looks. The source picked out the vintage Chanel, the custom royalty, that edgy chain bra moment, the cowgirl chic. What stands out most to you about the range shown here?
Yeah, it's interesting. When you look only at these specific moments the source chose, you see her moving between high glamour, bold statements, even these like themed looks. So considering just this curated handful of examples, what does it suggest about how these big public events shape or maybe reflect an icon's style today?
Good question.
And even more pointedly, what might focusing only on these few highlights leave out? What picture don't we see from just these specific points? Something to think about.